Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Craft the World. And on this episode, we are kind of continuing where we left off. And when I say kind of continuing, unfortunately, I just quite literally filmed 2 episodes that didn't get filmed. They were corrupted, and I kind of lost that footage, unfortunately, and I don't know how to get it back. It's just, it's one of those things. So there's about an hour in between the last episode that you watched and this episode that is missing there, and so you guys may notice there's a few little things different. Like, for one, I leveled this off because it's just a little bit more efficient for my guys to be able to get in here, and they're not constantly going up and down and things of that sort. I had one of these guys pop up a little while ago. What was that noise? Does that mean that he's like really happy? Go ahead and close that down for now. Is he really happy about that? Is that what that noise was? The last one, he was kind of happy, so he gave me a little bit of my dirt back, and he gave me, I think, some silver. He threw that down on the ground. Let's see what's going on here. Ooh, he does not look happy there. No, he's not happy at that at all. Aw, you're a little punk, man. You're supposed to be happy about that. I gave you some good stuff. Like, I've been doing nothing but player-made stuff, and he had a little silver symbol on there, which I thought was good enough. I mean, I've never been able to get it to blue, like some of you guys said that you can get it to light blue. Never quite gotten it to that on the little board right there. I've gotten him to be light blue a couple of times, but he seems like he's more and more picky every single time. What are you doing, Howard? I told you to go to sleep like 47 times, dude. Go to sleep. Now, that's another thing that happened on the last few waves is, you know, even with this entire row up here covered, and I mean from one side all the way to the other, completely covered in traps, and all the way down in here and all the way in here, they go through all of that, and then they still have like 15-20 guys left, and it's the big guys that they got left. So that is not working out very well for us. So what I wanted to do, and this is what we've been kind of working on in the last couple episodes, unfortunately, is I built these you know, these potion things over here so they can make some health potions, which will give them a little bit better chance at you know, surviving for a little bit longer. But the idea behind what we're trying to do here is we're going to go over here and we're going to skip a lot of stuff. We're going to go to advanced fortifications. As you can see right here, we were in advanced stoneworking just a few minutes ago. We're going to go to advanced fortifications. From advanced fortifications, we're going to go to master construction. And you don't need anything to get into master construction other than the advanced fortifications. And the same thing goes for the railroad construction. We can go straight to that. Doesn't need anything else to do that. And then from there, we can go to engineering. And engineering will allow us to build Tesla towers. Now that may sound like it's a long ways off. It really isn't. It's just, you know, 2.5 tech trees. And this one right here is pretty easy to do. You only need stone. And we went off and we actually mined a huge section of a mountain, which I'll show you guys what that looks like now. So we're going to do the stone loophole. We'll put some stone in there. We don't really have a lot of it, but we did get a lot more than we had. Where's the clay? 56? Okay, we'll do that. And we'll build as many of these as we can. And we're out of stone. Okay, let's look in there. What else can we make? Iron fence we could do. We could do some brick walls. I think... No, we don't have any bricks for that. Let's... What about iron traps? No, we're going to waste our time with that one. Wood, don't have enough of it, so we're not going to waste that. So we're going to go get some more wood. Or not more wood. We're going to go get some more stone now that we have a little bit. And if you guys remember right here, there was a giant mountain that went all the way up here at the very beginning, and we came over here at one episode and chopped down about 1/3 of it and kind of left it off right about here. Well, I came in here and mined the rest of it. You can still see there's a little bit left in here along with a couple of the enemies. So we're going to put a portal down right here. I'll put down some scaffolding so they can get up a little easier to get this stuff. The same thing on this end. Chop down this stone and have them come over here and destroy this guy. And there's a little bit more stone over here, so we can always come over here and grab that. We really don't need too much more. We just need a tad bit. And there's some wood, so why not go ahead and chop that down while we're here, because we always need more wood. We'll grab all this stone. And I think that's going to be good. I think that's going to be more than enough right there. There we go. We got somebody fighting. Now, we did get a little bit more armor in between the last episodes. I went ahead and upgraded some of mine to steel. As you can see, they all have pretty good stuff. I got full iron boots for pretty much everybody that we have. Let's see. We'll put this steel on this guy. And we'll put the steel helmet on this guy as well. Let's make sure everybody has something, because I think This guy, yeah, this guy died, so we need somebody new. Let's see, what do we want to give him? Chitin helmet, yeah. We'll go with that. And what are you going to be? You're going to be a mage. Guess you decided for me, guy. Okay, we'll give you a steel pickaxe and an iron axe. And let's see, we can't make you, or we can, I guess. We'll probably be able to do that fairly soon. The special thing to give you a boost in your mage skill, but for now, that's going to have to do. And we're very, very close to being level 12, so I'm greatly looking forward to getting that extra dwarf. It's going to help us out quite a bit. And you can see, yeah, they're just picking up this stone and bringing it back, which is ideal because there's so much of it here that they kind of left. And there's a little bit more water there in the background. You can kind of see that's what they're picking up right there. Ah, yes. Now, in circumstances like this where they're going through a portal, my suggestion would be to give them the large backpack, because whether they're carrying 3 items or 4, they still use the same amount of time on the portal. Whereas if they're carrying a large backpack and they have to walk home, they're going to walk home really, really slow because they're carrying so much extra. So in circumstances where you can use the portal, it's going to be, you know, in your interest to put the extra backpack. Otherwise, I don't really find it worth it. It slows them down too much compared to what you're getting out of it. Another minute and a half on that one, and we still have all this stuff over here to chop down. So yeah, that's just going to take a while. And the reason I left this wall, in case you're wondering why is this wall still here when it's made out of stone, well, there was an enemy sitting right over here on the other side, and I didn't want to let him over, so I left this wall here to block him. And eventually one of my guys, and it was actually kind of funny, you guys probably would have found it interesting, but while I was over here, my guys were digging away, and one of my guys, who was the lowest on health, obviously, you know, always doing this crazy stuff, decided that he'd climb this wall, come over here, and I don't know, just come over here and pick his nose for a little while, because he had nothing to do over here. There's no items for him to pick up. It's a dead end. There's nowhere for him to go. The only thing that was over here was a guy that was completely trapped and a dead end. And he was the lowest on life. He had like a little bitty sliver of life left. Came over here, jumped past the enemy without getting hit. Don't know how he was able to do that. That's crazy. But he managed to get past the enemy without getting hit, and then stood over here and says, "Oh, I'm too scared to go back over there. I crossed him the first time, but I can't do it anymore, guy. I'm too scared." So I had to dig him out of here, and of course that let him out. That let the enemy out, and I eventually had to kill him anyway. So yeah, it was yeah, they're being very dwarvish at times over here lately, guys. But you know, we've learned to accept that and even anticipate that to a certain extent. So you know, I mean, it is what it is, and you just have to, you know, get along with it at some point. But yeah, it's pretty rough. And we did make a little bit more food. That's one of the things that we did on one of the episodes. We got our new cooking table. The little, I'll show you guys where those are in a second. But we made some bread. The bread is a staple dish made from wheat. It's 3 feeding, which isn't too bad. The apple pie, on the other hand, is 2 feeding and healing plus 2%. Pie is not easy to cook, but it's enough to feed several months. Or mouths, I should say. And we have buns as well. An appetizing bun made with a simple recipe, feeding 2. And then we also got these mushroom pies down here. You'll be surprised by how many dishes can be made at a mushrooms feeding 3. Now, I found the mushroom pies to be the best use of your resources. It takes flour, and flour has to be seeds from wheat that are ground. So it takes quite a bit of those resources. And then, of course, coal, depending on the map you're playing on, may be kind of hard to come by. And water, again, is not one of those resources that is easily come by, but it is renewable. And then the mushrooms, there's tons and tons of those on the map, so that's not a big deal. But you get 5 for every one you make, so I think this is the best deal. If you look at the bread, you only get 4 for every one of those. The pies, I think you only get like 1. And then the buns, you get 3 for every one you make. And this is probably the least expensive because you just use flour and coal. But again, flour is hard to come by, and so I would suggest going the extra mile, putting the mushrooms in there and a little bit of water and getting more for your buck as far as resources go. But if I had to pick out of all the stuff to make, I would go with like the fish stew because it seems like the easiest, and you get a lot out of it. You get 10 for every one you make. Or the fried eggs is pretty good too because there's tons and tons of eggs on this map, so you don't really have to worry about that too much. You got tons of resources, and then of course you have just the regular mushrooms. That just use 2 mushrooms right there, and that's the easiest, but it's the less filling. It only does 1 feeding, and they're going to go through that really quickly. And you got to remember, the more they feed, the less of that food they want. So you have to give them variety in their food, and you know, 1 feeding is pretty low. So just keep that in mind, guys, and and do what you think you should. We expanded this area as well so we could put these tables in. And when I was expanding, I found a little bit more iron and some more coal, so I went ahead and decided to come down here and grab that. But now we're basically waiting for those guys to get back so I can make some more stone stuff. Let's see, what are we going to make? I guess we're going to make more loopholes. Seems like the easiest and most efficient thing to make. It does not give you a lot of experience, to be honest, when you make those. Whereas this one, I only had to make a few of those, and it gives us a lot of experience on that. So we may go with an iron fence. Yeah, let's try an iron fence. How much iron do we have? I hate to do that, though, because we're going to need iron here in the next stage of, you know, the tech tree. How much more? Oh, you get a lot for doing it once. Not so much for doing it again. So maybe just do each one of those once. Let's see, what can we do? I don't want to use any more iron. That was already too much. I should have made 6. That was just, that was a waste. What about brick wall? Can we make any bricks? I never made any of these bricks. Never really needed them. Even in other levels, never really did that too much. It's only once I started playing around with my house that I had to go out there. And I'm going to be out of water here. I'm down to 1 water. That's ridiculous. No. Oh, we're going to have to stop and get some water here pretty soon. Now, let's see. Where can I get water from? Probably up here. There's usually a little supply up here on one of these. What about over here? Anybody have a nice little place where they've been pooling some water for us? I'm not going to touch that. That's my water that I use for my fishing. Although I haven't fished in some time now. There is a little bit of water over here. So yeah, let's come back over here. And I'll have them gather that. Let's see. Well, attacking it did get them over here at the very least. And then they can come over here and get the rest of these goodies, because we're going to need the wood, we're going to need the stone, and all that other stuff. So that's not going to be too negative of a thing to get. Let's see, what are you guys going to do over here? Come on, pick up the water, pick up the water. And he's the only one who's coming through. Let's see if he comes right back, or if he goes off and does something else. You going to do it? Yeah, he got the water. Whoa, where are you going? Oh, I don't understand it, guys. They pick up 2 pieces of water and then they walk clear across the map to do something else. You know, pick up the stuff and take it back. You know, like, why do you stay over here when you have one little thing left? Because you're going to walk all the way over here, you're going to start chopping stuff down, and at some point it's going to occur to you, maybe I should take this stuff that's really, really heavy on my back, you know, back to the town. And you're not going to be able to... Where you go? Oh, jeez, man. You are friggin' nuts, dude. You're not even picking that stuff up. Oh, you came all the way over here for this. Are you kidding me? Oh, jeez. I can't believe it. I can believe it. I can definitely believe it. Mage book. Teaches you how to turn flies into elephants and other animals. Come on, just pick up the water. That's all I want is the water, dude. Come on. Yeah, it's not working. And I do know that I have 115 gold coins. I am going to use that for something. I just don't know what yet. I kind of want to save it up and get some things later on when I'm working on the more advanced weapons, the guns, when I really, really need it. But I don't know what I'm going to need yet for that. I don't know if I'm going to need mithril or if I'm going to need a certain kind, like if I'm going to need a lot of iron. I want to be able to just go in there and buy everything that I need so I can kind of just skip past that point and get those as soon as possible, because I'm greatly looking forward to that. Got 12 seconds and I can put down another portal. Until that happens, my guys, you're going to be trying to walk back home the old-fashioned way. And I don't know if I like that too much. Let's see, can we put it down yet? There we go. Let's put it right there. And you guys can reach up there. That's perfect. Okay. A little bit more water there. I don't know why water is such a low priority, but it seems to be the case. Let's grab this as well. You guys are going to do all of this over here. Yeah, should be able to do most of this before that portal runs out. At least a good chunk. A good chunk. Maybe not any of this, to be honest. This might be a little bit too much. Maybe even this far might be a little bit too much, because you got to take into account how much time they lose going, you know, into the portal itself. There you go. Got a little bit of water. I don't know why you won't get all of it, though. You guys are driving me nuts. Okay, let's grab this as well. The trees seem like the biggest concern, you know. If you had the power to spare right now, I would say go with the little minions. and we did get access to that, guys. We got access to my minions, and I was ecstatic about that. I wish you guys could have heard those videos, because I thought they turned out pretty well. Not to rub it in your guys' face since you didn't get to see them, but it just really, really sucks when those kind of, you know, errors happen, that you lose the recording, and you never know until after the fact. So yeah, it sucked. But we do have this episode, and we're having fun with it so far. You know, the main reason I'm doing the Tesla Tower is because the one episode, or actually the 2 episodes you didn't see, but only the attack happened on one. The enemies attacked, and I think there was like 40 or 45 monsters in their attack, right? And like half of them were like the easy guys, and those easy guys and the dogs came through, and they just annihilated all of my traps. Every single trap that I had put down, they got rid of really quickly, simply just by walking over it and getting hurt. And they died off pretty quick, but then the big guys dropped, and the big guys, they take so many more hits as it is, that with the few traps that were left, they just couldn't handle it, and it ended up being just a massacre. So they got down here into my base, and thankfully I had a few traps down here, and they busted in over here on this side, and they got all the way down in here, and I ended up having to put doorways into these little areas so that my guys could actually go to sleep and be counted as a, you know, part of the house and stuff like that. So I don't know. Yeah, these are the new ovens we got as well, guys. But yeah, it was pretty rough, and I didn't really care for that to happen ever again. So I was like, we need to change strategy. Traps are no longer working. So we would either have to build a big house that would, you know, take a lot of time for them to get in. My guys could sit there at a roof or something and just, you know, archer down at them, a ranged attack down at them. Or we could power through to the Tesla Towers, like I said before. And because we have gotten to Tesla Towers, and I know how big of a game changer it is, that is ultimately what I decided we should do. Again, if you guys think that maybe we should try a different strategy, if you want to see me do something that I'm not trying yet, you know, leave that down in the comments. I'd be more than happy to give anything like that a try. It's just for now, I was trying to think of the quickest way to get to the goal of where we're trying to get to, which is just to the point where we can actually survive for a little bit of time. Okay, so we got past that. Iron hatches, brick fence. Let's go and see what the brick fence needs, and we need more bricks for that. We could do some iron hatches. What about this? Same thing, just in a different formation. It's not too bad. Spires. What else do you have in here? What about these iron cages? No. What else? Metal chest? No. I really should go back and make sure I make all of that stuff. Let's move this down. I want to make a window. Can we do that? Uses too much wood. I'd almost rather use the iron than use the wood at this point. How sad is that? Yeah, let's do some iron doors. We kind of could use a few of those. Let's put this here. Double click it. Yeah, that filled in everything. What about locks? We already have 2 of those. You know, that's not going to be enough. It's not even going to be close to enough. You know, iron to be able to fill all that out. So let's make a few more of these, and then we will try an iron hatch. That way, at the very least, we can come in here and just kind of click on it, and it will already be ready to go. That's all of my iron right there. Yeah, that's all of it. Oh, and there's a little bit more down here, and a little bit more over here, and there's a couple places on the map that I could probably find a little bit more as well, but not a whole lot. You know, there's not a whole lot of that stuff to go around. Yeah, this is gonna be rough, but we gotta do it. We gotta come over here and get as much of the iron as possible. I'm getting a little bit of the coal too, because we're getting pretty close to getting to the stage where we're gonna need to make some steel bars and stuff like that, and I want to have enough coal to do that, as well as I need to make more food eventually, and they use a lot of iron, or not a lot of iron, but a lot of coal in theirs, so that's not too big of a deal. If we have a lot of it to go around. If not, we may be kind of, you know, getting to the point where we're like, oh, I don't know if we want to do that. And I saw the apple pies, and I was like, the apple pies look so freaking delicious, guys. Apple pies are my top, you know, favorite dessert out of everything that I could possibly think of. And I don't even eat desserts that often, maybe once or twice a year, like during a holiday or something like that. But when I saw the apple pies, I don't know, something clicked in my head, and I was, for like the entire episode, it's probably lucky that you guys didn't hear it. I was sitting there just thinking about apple pie, like I wanted an apple pie. I keep thinking that now I have to go to the store and get one, because I saw that It's funny because commercials really don't affect me that way. Like, I don't see commercials and be like, that looks good. I think I need to go get that. You know, that never happens. But I don't know, something about seeing that apple pie and just being in the mood for it really triggered, and I'm like, oh, I couldn't stop thinking about it. So let's see. We need to find a little bit more iron over here somewhere. There's a little bit down here. Yeah, there is. And I was saying I was going to get to kill this, or not kill, but destroy this gold thing and this little pile of gold, but I was waiting to see if this egg would spawn. It never did. It's been like 4 or 5 episodes, so about 2.5, 3 hours, and this thing down here still has not spawned, so I think I'm going to go ahead and destroy it, guys. I think we're going to go ahead and see remove Toki statue. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and remove that, and we're going to remove the coin. And then we're going to come down and get the rest of this iron right here. Go ahead and chop that. And we'll come over here to this side and we'll get the rest of the iron as well. And there's quite a bit of it to go around, thankfully. Not nearly enough what we need, but, you know, what is? Like, you're never going to have more than... Oh, look, it's an actual statue. As soon as they pick that up, that's going to be cool. I want to see what that does. Can we do anything with these like burned impressions of dwarves on the wall? Is that a thing or no? Probably not. There's probably nothing there, like physically there, but if we chop... Oh, he picked it up. So give me a second and we'll go in there and see if we can find that. No, see, they chop it down. Oh, so you do get like bones out of it or something. It's nothing like fantastic, but it's better than nothing at all, I think. Let's put this portal right there. I don't know why you chopped that down, but I'll take it, I guess. Okay, so let's come in here and see if we can find that statue. I don't know where it will be or what tab it's going to be under, but we'll definitely give it a good look over. Where would that be? Maybe house items? I didn't see it. Did you guys see it? No, I didn't see it at all. Maybe over here? Did I miss it? Did you guys see it and I'm just not paying attention enough? I don't see it in here. Where are you, man? Nope, that's nothing there. That's he's either hasn't delivered it yet or I'm just completely and totally missing it. Yeah. He must not delivered it yet, because it should be in there otherwise. You guys will have to let me know if I missed that one. But I'll go in there and look again in a few minutes. It's probably on his back. He probably went back, walked right by the warehouse, and then went to walk to the completely other side of the zone just because he felt like it. That is what they do. Don't ask me why that programming is there, but that is what they do. It's crazy. It's annoying sometimes. It is humorous when it's not happening to you, and then after a little bit of time, even once it happens to you, it's still kind of funny to go back and think of just how aggravating that truly is. But in the sense that, you know, I'd be fine if they took that out. Like, if they fixed that and made these guys a little smarter, I'd be fine with that. But until they do, I'm going to find the good and the bad and, you know, just call them very, very dwarvish and leave it at that, really, because there's not much you can do about it. You know, you can complain a little bit if it makes you feel better. I know it does to me every once in a while when they do something just so utterly ridiculous. You're like, what kind of programming would ever... I mean, what kind of weird scenario have to have gone through for that to be the programming that actually works? I don't know, but... Oh, great, we got an enemy over here. I guess we can go ahead and try to attack. I almost don't want to tell my guys to attack, because if I do, they're going to drop everything they have. Now, they're going to do that regardless, I think, once they get over here. But at least the stuff they drop is going to be closer by, so they can pick it right back up. But, you know, from what I've seen, like I said, they're very dwarvish, so what they will do is they will just leave it there and go on. Like, this guy right here had a whole bunch of iron. He just dropped it on the ground, and now he's going back to the base. He doesn't know quite why he's going back to base. He's just going to do it anyways. So I'm going to go ahead and release him, and he can reacquire what he's supposed to be doing. I guess his requirement is to go back to base and do absolutely nothing. That's kind of unfortunate, because there's still stuff down here for him to pick up, all that iron and everything like that. So let's see, what else can we make? Steel walls. Well, we have the resources for it, so we might as well do it. We'll make at least one. There we go. Wow, that's costly as crap. What do those do? Durability 17, a hard, durable wall for the dwarven forges. So we could use that to protect our base a little bit. But overall, man, that's going to be so costly. It's not even funny. Let's put the wood down. Planks are not easy to come by. They take a long time to make. That's why I kind of don't want to do this. And glass, on the other hand, is also not easy to come by. Let's do 2 of those, I guess. Do a little bit more? Yeah, one more. That's going to be good right there. And what about... You know, I guess we'll do more hatches. Yeah, we'll do a couple more hatches. Yeah, oh my god, this is going to be so expensive getting past this stage. Like, I don't want to build any of this right now. None of it is what I need. And yet, I'm still, you know, finding that I have to do it, you know, to get by. Yeah, this sucks. Okay, let's see. And I have my wheat growing. What happened here? This used to be wheat, and then I guess this thing sprung up out of there. That's not right. That shouldn't be able to happen. Now, this guy needs to have some items delivered to him, so let's do that on this episode, because I've done it twice already, and I don't think you guys saw any of it. So let's see what we can give him. One of them was happy, one of them was not. Even though he was, you know, happy to receive all of it. It was silver, which, oh, there it is right there, guys. The Tiki Toki statue. What does it do? The odious hero of all dwarves' stories, Taki, or Toki, however you want to say that, is fabulously rich and just as fabulously clever. A statue of this character can magically lift the tribe's mood and increase your chance of finding gold coins. Comfort 7. Ooh, well, we are going to put that down right now somewhere. Wow, that's cool. I wish I had known about that sooner. You guys should have let me know, man. If there's something cool just sitting down there and I'm just ignoring it, yeah, let me know that. That's gonna go right here in a place of honor. Look at that, big fat dwarf with a big thing of gold coins, and I guess he has his beards tied off. I see a lot of dwarves do that, and then they kind of go one step further and like put little, almost, what was that guy's name? The Blackbeard guy who actually put, you know, the sparks things in his beard or whatever, which is the, I don't know if it's actually true, but it's like the myth of him doing that. Let's see, what else? Oh, you know what? We're going to keep going back and forth, but I'm going to put down this food first so that I can take those off and have spaces to put stuff down. Let's put down as much as this as possible. Again, you know, the better the food you put down, the less often they need to eat it, because it has more, you know, feeding potential per snack, and so they don't have to come back as often. So that is why I cannot put down as much as I would like to. Let's see, what about lights? These are lights over here. No, this isn't the right one. This is the right one. Okay, so I can put down some stone loopholes, because I'm not going to be using that many of those, that's for sure. We'll put down a little bit of the black columns, a little bit of the stone columns, maybe a little bit of the iron fences. Let's see what else we have first before we put those down. We could put down some of the log bridges, because we're not going to be using those. Those things, you know, you fall down really, really easy with those stone bridges, so I prefer not to use those at all since I figured that out, and one of you guys let me know that, actually. And then, you know, once I started using the other ones, it was just, you know, hands down a lot different. There he goes. He was happy to get those. Let's do a little bit of these. Oh, look at that. He's blue. And we'll do a little bit of these. Yeah, he's happy with that. Now, I have noticed, though, if you put something down that you don't like or that he doesn't like, and you're like, oh, maybe I should put something else down, you can put the item in your hand, right-click on it, and it will actually get rid of the items in here. You'll see that they will actually detract in here, and you can put down more stuff. You have to get it right on it, though. If you get a little bit off or whatever, it will just get rid of it like it did right there in my hand. But I did that earlier when I put some stuff down. He wasn't happy with it. Where are you guys going? You know, you just don't have the range. Like, the weapon guy would stand up here and shoot down. I guess he does have the range. Why don't you stand up there and do that? Like, why you come down here and risk getting hurt, you know, when you could stand up there and just be perfectly safe? I will never understand that, to be honest, guys. Let's see, what else do we have? Are you guys working on anything else? You guys are not building anything, are you? No, but they are taking the health potions back, and those are really, really nice. Now, I do want to make more health potions, but I just don't have the resources for it right now. If I come over here, I'll show you guys, or the mana potions as well. I just didn't have any water. And so now that we have a little bit of water to go around, I think we're going to go ahead and make just a tad bit more. Yeah, only 9, so not a whole lot. Let's do some gray mushrooms, some needles. Go ahead and put those things down. Some bones. Got plenty of bones right now. Slime, not so much. I mean, we don't really find a lot of slime in this level. In other levels, you will have like 1,000 slime. You're maxed out on your slime. It's ridiculous. Some levels, not so much. And the roots, again, those are going to be our Achilles heel. We're not going to find too many of those for the most part. So 27, that should be a good amount to start with. And as soon as they make that, it's going to level us up. Now, that's not really huge importance because we don't really need any of the stuff up here other than the large oven and the beer. The beer is going to be key. And from then on, that's just to speed them up so they can mine stuff faster. We don't really need any of the other stuff. I mean, rain or snow is going to be nice because we can get a little bit more rain when we have power. Magic Explosion, pretty cool spell. It blows up a huge radius of blocks, whether I'm there or not, preferably if I'm not there. Magic Collect will go ahead and magically collect all the resources in one spot. So you can use this, which costs 10 power every time you use it, and then use the swirl of magical collecting power, however you want to say that, because that one is just like a whirlwind, like sucking into like a black hole all the resources right back to your base. So those two combinations are very, very nice to mine places that you just don't want to get to, or if there's like an enemy base over there and you want to make it all flat before you go in there, you can do that. The magic bag of elixirs, helps give extra skill to your mages. So that's pretty cool, but nothing really hugely, going to help me out. Elixirs of Ice Arrows, Elixir of Transfiguration, and the Compass Spell. Compass Spell is only good if you get to the end game and you can't figure out where the next Guardian is. We haven't actually found any Guardians on this map, so I don't know where they're going to be. We've looked. In fact, let me show you guys. We've searched a decent portion of the map. I mean, it's not that I mean, it's huge. But unless there's just so much more down here, and you can't tell, like you can't see how far down you go because of these lines, they move every single time. So if I come over here to the side and I hit to the left, you'll see the little dots. They just keep moving. And so when you come down here into the darkness and you have no frame of reference like this area over here, you just don't know when it stops. You could be stopped right now and it feels like you're continuing to go down. So I don't know how much down or how much further it goes. But we still haven't seen any Guardians, and we've searched almost the entire top area. Wow, I like how you can see the lightning from far away. That's cool. I don't think I've ever zoomed out far enough in a fight. We might try that in the next fight and see what that looks like. The lightning is very, very cool from far away. But yeah, I mean, look at this. This is only this one side over here has not been explored, but everything else from this point on up has been, and that's a pretty sizable chunk. That's in our entire base down here. Our base is pretty big. It's, this whole base right here takes up one screen, and then when I zoom out, it takes up just, what, like 3.5 inches of the top part, and it goes down another, like, 5 inches right here on the screen, plus another, like, 1.5 inches down here. So, yeah, this is a huge freaking map, and we still haven't found a Guardian, so I don't know what that means. Does that mean there are no Guardians on this map because they don't have another level to go to? Or what? Because if that's the case, I may leave the bottom part completely unexplored so when they add the Guardians in, I can find them. Because if you explore the entire map and, they haven't added the Guardians, when they finally do, I don't think you get them. At least maybe not. I don't know how that works. I think this is the first time we've gotten to, like, the end of the game where they haven't finished with it, but they have, kind of thing. So if any of you guys know the answer to that, make sure you leave that down in the comments below. That way I won't have to come back in here and replay the level if it comes down to it. But yeah, it's kind of weird, and I do like the way this guy looks. And I like the skill or the little thing he puts on my guys even more. Let me see. What about equip? Does it show that they're going to find gold coins more often? Probably not. It's just going to be one of those unseen hidden things that's going to happen. I'm going to expand this a little bit more so that when I get to the point where I can build the new ovens, I can just put it down over here on this side as well. But again, guys, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you enjoy these videos, leave those comments, and I will catch you guys next time.